Germany will send 7 self-propelled Howitzers to Ukraine, the defense ministry said Friday, ramping up deliveries of heavy weapons to help Kyiv battle Russia's invasion. The Panzerhaubitze 2000s, armored Howitzer 2000, are from the Bundeswehr's maintenance stock and not from the pool currently in use by the army. They come on top of another 5 howitzers of the same model that the Netherlands will be delivering to Ukraine, Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht said during a visit to Slovakia. The German army has about 100 Howitzer 2000s in its stocks, but only 40 are combat-ready. No delivery dates were provided. Ukrainian soldiers are due to begin training in Germany from next week on using the howitzers. Chancellor Olaf Scholz's government has been under fire for dragging its feet on arming Ukraine compared to other Western allies. After limiting weapon deliveries to mainly defensive armaments, Berlin finally agreed in late April to send tanks. The PZH-2000 is a 155mm closed-type gun on a crawler chassis, built based on components and units of the Leopard 2 tank. The 12-meter-long vehicle is powered by the 986-horsepower MTU 881 diesel engine that can provide a speed of 41 miles per hour. Its main armament is a long-barrel rifle 52-caliber 155mm gun which is loaded with shells by an ornate auto-loading system that involves the human loader only needing to insert appropriate strength changes before firing, although the gun can be completed manually loaded if the auto-loader malfunctions. A total of 60 shells can be stored, typically including smoke and illumination rounds as well as high explosives. The barrel of the gun is laser-hardened and lined with chromium which provided substantial heat tolerance, thus allowing high rates of fire that could otherwise rapidly overheat the barrel, requiring lengthy cooldowns. Furthermore, rapid high-volume fires enhance survival, allowing artillery to quickly complete their fire missions and reposition to avoid counter-battery attacks from opposing artillery. The PZH-2000 can rapidly fire 3 shells in just 9 seconds, tolerate around 20 rounds in 2 minutes, or maintain 8 rounds per minute long term. Moreover, its fire control system can execute multiple release simultaneous impact (MRSI) strikes in which it discharges up to 5 or 6 rounds in succession with variable strength charges that can all land at the same target at roughly the same time, thereby ensuring a vicious initial strike before troops can make it into cover. The maximum range of the PZH-2000 is 22 miles for ordinary 121 Marks shells, which can be increased to 29 miles using more expensive base bleed shells, and 35 to 42 miles using DM-702A1 rocket-assisted projectiles. The Panzerhaubitze features an elaborate fire control system informed by a suite of sensors, including a weather sensor to gauge climate factors, a combination of GPS and international navigation to precisely gauge the howitzer's position and inclination, and even a phased array radar to gauge the speed and trajectory of the shell upon firing and use that data to correct aim for subsequent rounds. These data points are all calculated by a fire control computer to generate a firing solution. While more accuracy can be achieved using guided shells such as American 155mm munitions like the relatively cheap M1156 GPS guidance kit or the German Smart 155 shell, which floats down on a parachute. Leveraging an inbuilt infrared sensor, it scans for tanks below and discharges an explosively formed penetrator (EFP) into the thin top armor of armored vehicles detected. The PZH-2000 has a welded steel armor thick enough to repel 152mm artillery fragments and 14.5mm machine gun rounds used by Russian armored personnel carriers. The crew can also optionally fit on-top armor to protect against mortars and cluster submunitions. Also, the ammunition is stored in separate compartments from the crew to enhance the chances of survival if the vehicle is penetrated, plus there are blast vents in the ceiling to allow some of the explosive pressure of a penetrating blast to leak out the vehicle